Right, I'm really sorry to be so annoying with this book. This Happy the Journal. I'll tell you something, it does really help writing stuff down, and I know that there are plenty of alternative books to this sort of thing. Um, there's all sorts. I mean, there's these um, cards, isn't there, with like mantra sayings and things like that, you are enough and all that sort of thing, which is great. And everybody's got their own sort of techniques, I suppose. We're trying to help with making sense of what is actually in your head and trying to unbox things, because I've always been very good at keeping things to myself, not talking enough. I mean, this is one thing I used to say when I did go to counselling sessions, and I've got to say that the counsellors were absolutely crap. They didn't help whatsoever. And even they said, oh, that the stuff you need to talk about, we're not qualified enough to talk on. And so it was like completely and utterly pointless. And then we were in lockdown and having to do conversations over the phone with somebody that wasn't really helpful. I just was glad to, yeah, we ended up ending the sessions because they were not helpful. And the only thing they could try and help me with, and even then it was useless. They said, what are you frightened of? And all I could think of was the word. I'm frightened of spiders. I've got phobia of those. And it was like, they couldn't help me because they couldn't see me face to face. So it was like, yeah, okay. It was just pointless. It was a completely, utterly useless therapy session. By the time they'd gone through the how are you feeling 1 to 10 type of questions, your anxiety and depression, moods, scale of 1 to 10, how you feel about this, how you feel about that. The only help that I found really, really useful was when I got referred to counselling for domestic abuse. And of course it was referred from the doctors, because the nurse practitioner could, she knew I'd been through domestic abuse. She says, I can tell by looking at you and how you are, how you're responding to me, and you're not really saying an awful lot. Hey, stop it! And if you can hear it, she's like a bloody werewolf over there. Ah, stop it! Got them two sitting there all cute and like, oh, and you got here like an old bear at the back. Yeah. Anyway. So, stop it now. Hey, chill. Yeah, so the therapy sessions, with, because it's like you've got your women's aid, but then you've got your ones that are local to your area, so it's like they're delegated sections. Ours was called New Era, which I got referred to by the lady at the police, as well. So I have had dealings with them at the time. When I recognised when I was in hospital what it was that I was that I was in a relationship of domestic abuse. And anyway, there was a bit of time, and suddenly I had a phone call, and it was like, oh, we've got these Zoom meetings, would you be interested? And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be good. And you get put into a group, and then we had virtual chit chats through Zoom, through camera, and we did sessions. And it's like they send you the pack out with all these different sheets and things, and you fill them in and you write your thoughts down and stuff like that. So it's like putting things pen to paper and discussing points, and then you all have a turn. In theory, there was one girl that did annoy me a little bit. She did talk. As everybody was starting to speak, she'd start talking, and I'd think, just mute, put her on mute. Oh, sorry, but she was getting annoying. And everybody else, I think, were feeling the same way. But anyhow, yeah, just mute her. um, yeah, no, it was a helpful session. It was like 12 weeks, something like that. The course was 12 weeks. And there was like a list of do's and don'ts, and you're not allowed to talk about who was in the meeting and, and all that sort of stuff. You're not allowed to really discuss what goes on. It's like what stays in therapy, in the sessions is like you're not allowed to have any children in the room with you. There was a lady who did, and they told us you're going to have to go and join another session somewhere else when your children aren't around, because they're hearing all sorts of stuff that's being discussed, and this is private matters. Yeah, it was good. It was helpful. And then there's like Facebook groups that you can go on, and one was with Angie Atkinson Spannerly group, and I found that the most helpful. You go on Zoom chats sometimes and talk to people that also domestic abuse survivors at the same time, and everybody's at different elements. Some have only just left, some are thinking of leaving, some have been through where they've been free so many years and given advice of how they felt and how they did things and how they are now, which is great. So there's all sorts of things, and I would say if you've been through domestic abuse and you've got out and you're looking for counselling, definitely go for it. But I would definitely go to Women's Aid and ask them where your nearest organisation is for help, and to be put onto a course to help you. And everybody has a choice. You can either speak, you don't have to speak. If you're doing it on a Zoom, you can have your camera off. But everybody had their cameras on. Sometimes if I was not feeling up to it, because I was very newly out of the whole thing, and everything was very, very raw for me. And there were times I couldn't speak. I couldn't even have my camera on. And I didn't want to talk. And I made it very clear that I just was not up to it, and they respected that. I did have somebody message me, one of the counsellors, because there's two of them that are there. They've also been through it. And they did message me to see if I was okay. And if I wanted to talk at any time, just put my microphone on and talk. Yeah, so that was good. But definitely talking about it does help. And I find that talking about it with people present that are that have been through it, because it's like talking about health issues when you're in chronic pain, and people get, oh yeah, I'm tired as well. Yeah, I'm tired. And I'm thinking, no, my tired is not like you're tired. My feeling of pain, and then when I hit into a wall with depression and anxiety because of how I'm feeling, it's like, unless you understand that feeling of where you want to run, but obviously you can't run from everything that's going on in your head. And I did say to one of the useless counsellors in the beginning, I said, it's like, because they said, how do you deal with coping with abusive relationships and other forms of abuse? How do you deal with it? And I said, well, I put it all into boxes and I store it. Imagine like a warehouse in my head, and that's full of boxes. That's what my head's like. And I put in this book that I am going to have, where is it? I'm so dry, I need to get a drink in a sec. thought it was a spider then. It's a it's a plant. It's a flower. It looks a bit wilted. It's probably been living at my house. I don't do house plants very well. All my cats eat them. Where is it? My bedroom to be beautiful and have somewhere I can relax in. So when it's like, oh really, I'm struggling with pain and I just want to lie down on a bed, I can do that. I can have the lights on low and the TV on if I want it on, a bit of music or something. And that in itself is something, because I haven't watched TV in like, the only time I had it on was very briefly on at Christmas Day. And when the Queen died, I had it on then for the funeral thing. But apart from that, I don't watch it because he used to lord over the TV remote and decide what I was going to watch, whether I liked it or not. And he always had his programmes on. And when I went to put mine on, he didn't like it. So, and I could watch my programmes when he was listening to his music. But he used to have his music on in another room, but it used to absolutely be that loud. It was horrendous. Absolutely awful. And the bass on it used to just bound through the walls and the windows used to rattle. That's how bad it was. It was horrendous. Yeah. But yeah, the unpacking, that's it there. My bedroom to be beautiful and somewhere I can relax in, no boxes. So that's one of the things that I visualise in. A nice bed, a double-sized bed in there. Nice pillows, nice new bedding, nice new crisp bedding that I've not slept in yet. My walls and what they're going to be like. I've got the wallpaper, but I need to get some paint now. And then it's just waiting for these adaptations and renovation bits to be done to make the doorways. I mean, it's pointless decorating until all that work's been done. But I'm visualising it and trying to see the end result. There's a few bits of furniture that doesn't go with what I've got, which is going to go. Yeah. So I want it to be beautiful, and it's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. And I can just see it now, in a nice big cat tower in the window for all the cats to go in. Yeah, it's going to look gorgeous. And then I've had to, on another page, where are we? Not this one, not this one, not this one. Yeah, it's here. Unpack a box in my room. Take your time and breathe. I have actually managed it, hence why I've got the smiley face with the waving hands. Woohoo! But unpacking it and coming across things that are linked to bad memories. It's like my ex used to wear head torches, and I've come across 2 in a box. So they've gone straight in the charity bag because I don't want them. I want new ones. If I can find pink ones with sequins on, just to make them look different, then yeah, I'll have them. But I am not wearing or having anything to do. I don't want one hanging up on the wall or door, because that's what it was at the other place. Yeah. So it's just been nice just to see things change a little bit. Tree's coming down tomorrow. Then Monday will be book Percy and Cosmo in for a weigh-in. Sorting the car out. I really want to get it looking nice inside. It just looks so scuzzy and horrible. And then the needing a care plan. I need to find out from my care lady what's going on, whether she's coming back or not. And I need to sort of look at the whole picture and see whether I need my carer to come in the week, and if I can sort of shuffle people around so it's like I've got 2 helpers in the week, and potentially if my friend can't come on the weekend to come and help me out as my carer, then I've got somebody then to fall back on to help me if I need it. But that's all by the by at the moment, but it's a huge thing because I'm absolutely desperate and I need the help. You know, when you're struggling, it's no joke. And care people, you know, work all year round. It's like nurses in hospitals. It's like there's no day off. But we'll see. And then there's the phone now. I've got to order for mum and dad because my mum and dad have been struggling to hear the phone when it rings. Trying to get hold of them has been really, really difficult. So I got them some phones, which they are getting used to now, and they like them because they can hear when people phone. They're not guessing, and they can hear when the phone rings, and they can hear the answering machine and stuff like that. So that's brilliant. And then they need an extra one for upstairs. So I've been on the hunt for one for them and found it. So I'm going to sort that out next week so they can actually have something that they can use upstairs and downstairs and be safe. So there's nothing worse than struggling. I know I've done all this already, but I just wanted to just maybe celebrate the fact that I've actually made a start, and it's nice to see changes happening in the bedroom, which is a room that I've really sort of started to not like because of how crazy it looks in there. It's messy, it's just chaos, everything's dumped in there, and I don't want everything to be dumped in there. I want my room to look beautiful and to love it. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to being able to go back in there in the evening and sleep in there, and, you know, have places, everything having a place, and the chaos and the craziness to be gone. I know that the lady that's coming over to clean for me at the minute, she's itching to get in there and give it a really good clean, and she will give it a good clean as well. Yeah. So I'm just trying to get through as much as I can, but to see those head torches just made me feel quite sick. But I've got rid of them now, so yeah. But I just wanted to say that doing this book is a great idea, this journal, writing things down, making sense of a few things, putting some order down, because I like clarity. There's nothing worse than feeling disorganised, and then my head just becomes a real wreck. And I suppose doing these entries on my YouTube channel is also helping because it's talking about it as well, which is something that I like to do because I never used to talk about things. And I'm hoping that maybe it's inspiring somebody else to think, do you know what, I might do that. I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to try doing this. I'm going to try doing that. And I really hope, yeah, that it just gives someone some hope. Because it's hard when your headspace just feels absolutely bogged down. I mean, yesterday I felt that stressed out and my head just couldn't cope. I literally was going down the road from shopping, just crying. God knows what I looked like to people that was passing me in the car. I was sobbing, and then I just couldn't hold it in. And then when I got in, I just had to release how I was feeling, and because my help that I was hoping for yesterday just was not there. And it's sort of given my son a bit of a jolt, really, because I think he sort of got used to the fact that I am as I am, and things will get done because the care people come and help and take that pressure off. But we've got people that have been missing that are regular help, and they've not been there. I'm absolutely desperate to have the help that's needed, because I can't manage it on my own, and the little things, even the little things, can be absolutely massive when you are struggling and stuck. So yeah, I just wanted to get it all off my chest, really, and I'm hoping it inspires somebody to just take a look at this book, because I just think it's incredible. It's a huge help. It just takes the weight off your head a little bit. So yeah. The other day was hard. I haven't had a meltdown like I did in a while. I was sobbing coming back. I just felt absolutely in agony. Everything was killing me. My skin was on fire. I just felt my heart was going to jump out of my chest. That's how I felt. Honestly, I felt awful. And yeah. And I just felt let down. So, and I just find this book has been a release. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna go anyway. I've rambled on enough. I just wanted to say what I wanted to say, really. And hope I inspire someone to think, do you know what, I'm gonna give that a go. I'm gonna talk about it by writing it down. Yeah, definitely give it a shot. Right, catch you later, guys. Bye.